This is Jordan Tower with JT News. Make sure you smash that like button, smash that subscribe, and let's get right into the news. All right, so Jill Scott gets torn apart today because, or it was yesterday, but she was defending Chris Brown. Now, Chris Brown dropped a scathing diss track to Quavo where he's criticizing Quavo for putting hands on Sweetie in that elevator thing where it looked like the two were intoxicated or something and fumbling over some Call of Duty box. But Chris Brown, amazing, Jill Scott says. How does anybody sing like that, dance, look, act, rap like that? Beyond gifted. He is. That's undeniable. Chris Brown is gifted. It appears exceptional. People have to go through exceptional. There's nothing to debate. Look, years of prayer, therapy, self-reflection, and making every effort to keep my feet on the ground has made me compassionate for other human beings. People go through and do terrible stuff. We say and believe in God, pray for enlightenment. We are a living testimony. Then someone says, I think the women he abused would disagree. She says, I doubt it. My mother's ex-boyfriend or husband was mean, violent, human, and he could lay foundation better than anyone in my city. What? What he did with cement was an awe-inspiring. Oh, a cement professional. Okay. God dealt with the rest. We praised his ability with cement. Yo, Jill, are you okay? Are you off the Baileys, Jill? I love you, Jill. But so many domestic abuse cases are ridiculous. We can't look past that. Jill said, I love you too. I'm not here to fight anyone else's battles. Since women hear stories, they should avoid that street. Running backwards and moving traffic makes zero sense. Therapy. Okay. Jill's in her cozy $1 million little house, maybe a couple $1 million house right now, writing this as she sips on some Pinot Grigio. She has not a worry in the world, Jill. Maybe she does, but she's my point is she's speaking from a very safe place. It's easy to speak from a safe place. 50 Cent. And Chris Brown is talented. Nobody said that, but that he kind of did it to himself. He shouldn't even touch anything with abuse. You beat the bricks off of Rihanna. Nobody will ever forget that. So it's like, dude, stay away from commenting on other people's problems with abuse. 50 Cent. We already read this, but he says, in my professional expert opinion, leave this alone. I've seen this movie before. Will not end well. Then he said, where's your stuff? Kendrick said, go get high. Go get real high and write something. Because honestly, you better come with something. You better get high as a MF and come up with something. Now, did he delete that? Okay, so then Ebro comments on this. And yeah, I'm not really interested in hearing what Ebro says, but he has been in the music business a long time. And his opinion is something. He said, someone said, I got a bad feeling Kendrick is in a fight he can't win. Ebro says, the way hip-hop doesn't really have conscious any longer due to too many. So he's basically saying there's too many opinions floating around on social, and there's never going to be a real consensus on who won or didn't due to stands, paid pundits, and chart being. So who's a paid pundit in this situation? Nobody's being paid to say Kendrick's going to take the fall. But there is a lot of energy around opinions. It's not barbershop combo anymore. It's just everybody. Okay, if you haven't worked in the music business at all, I don't even want to really hear your opinion at all. I've worked in the music business, Ebro has. he's right. It's an echoing energy going on the internet, right? Academics has now worked in the music business. His opinion is way better since he started working. Ever since he went to Complex, I would say, his opinion has gotten way more deep because he understands the inner workings of how a lot of stuff is just, you can tell when something's real or manufactured. A lot of people are trying to say this beef is manufactured between Kendrick and Drake and Future and Metro. Guys, it's not that deep. People aren't getting in a room. Drake and Kendrick and Future. Yeah, I know you guys like to make up these things like a meeting happened in a room where Weeknd was there and everybody was there and they were like, you know, guys, sales are down. Let's all get together, guys, and let's all beef with each other to get the business going. No, that happens naturally, okay? That happens naturally. It's happened since the beginning of hip-hop, and it will happen to the end of hip-hop. Even in Chicago, it happens on a different level where people die, okay? And that was the, you know, when hip-hop got to that point, not just Chicago, it happened before then, obviously, with Tupac and Biggie, right? Sometimes it's not just for who's got the best bars, bro. When people's egos get hurt. I've seen this. I'll relate this to. This is probably the most shocking thing to me. So I grew up in the city, right? And you know, I didn't grow up hanging out in the projects. The only reason I started hanging on the projects around 2000. I mean, I had friends that lived there, but I'm talking about like working there. Like when I started doing DVDs and stuff back in the day, right? So I was there capturing footage. I would see more, and so this was probably shocking to me because, like, you know, you hear about stuff like this, but to see it happen, right? When I was like early 20s, I'm hanging out doing I think it was during the Infamous Mob DVD or something I was working on, early 2000s, and you know, people snapping on people's shoes and this, and it escalates, and people get their Ebro or the ego bruised, and they go, "I'll be right back." Now, this is the first time and the last time I ever had to hear that and know that when someone says, "I'll be right back," leave. Leave. This guy came back with a gun and just started blowing in that direction. Luckily, nobody was hit, but I was like. And then Cormega actually is the one who's like, yeah, when someone does that, it's just like, it's gone too far. He said somebody should have knocked that guy out actually when that happened. Because, you know, I wouldn't have ever been safe going to Queensbridge if it wasn't for Cormega. Like, I always have to say that because, like, I was working on his DVD first. It just took a long time. It was like, Cormega is a deeper person, so it takes, you know, obviously it took a lot more footage to get his story, but he's the one who taught me how to move and everything. If I did not have Cormega in my life, I probably would have not been able to navigate at all, because in the beginning, it's not like today, man. You had to go out there, get on trains and get footage. When I was doing the come up and everything, like, you had to go places, and obviously I didn't grow up in the hood, you know, so I don't understand. It took me a while to understand, like, how to just navigate, you know. 50 Cent jokingly responds to people because he's being called the male Tyler Perry. He said, "Tyler Perry will F you all up. He ain't soft. He doesn't talk like that in front of me. He's a gangster." And Tyler Perry is a gangster. You don't build what he's built without being tough. 50 Cent comments on Lil Uzi Vert the way he was dressed at the Coachella, and he says, "Something is in the water. What made you do this, Uzi?" Yeah, it was weird. Offset gets into a fight at the club. Someone was throwing money in his face. You know, to me, if you can't just walk away from something like that at this point, I can understand the early days, you know, he'd want to fight everybody. You have an ego issue where people in your mind, you think, oh, everyone thinks I'm soft because I'm a rapper now. You know, now I got to show people. People want to get that rise out of you, man. You can never give them that satisfaction. Now, Kanye, college kid, put this up. Or the blog college kid, because the original guy passed away. But it's interesting because, Kanye West was like, I can't think of a Drake line. And then when J. Cole gets played, girls, PUSSYs get dried up. But Kanye in Drink Champs interview just, 2 years ago, was praising Drake, even though they had beef. He was saying 12 writers in the studio don't even add up to Drake. I wish I had Drake writing all my raps, so it would make my life easier. So he compliments on what an amazing writer he is. Wait, let me put it on here because it doesn't come out right when I put the thing up. Hold on. And Chrome. Where is it, man? I gotta change. I have too many windows open. Is this it? Nope. Well, that's basically what he says, because I can't even find this thing. I have Meek Mill's Hummer. Meek Mill and his Hummer that he broke his own. He broke his Hummer. Oh, here it is, right here. Boom.
That don't add up to Drake. I'll be having 12 writers in the studio that don't add up to Drake. God's version would be like, oh, Drake just said. That's why I was interested when we heard 30 Hours, because Drake wrote that for me. I sent him boom, here I got this many ideas. The line I had
So Drake basically reworked the whole song for him.
And I had and
that's like a stripper line. Keep it real.
I had and
that's
no clothes until I pictured everybody with no clothes. I was nervous to do Victoria's Secret show naked, and I sent it to Drake, and Drake took it and barred it out and wrote the whole rap. You understand how much easier my life would be if Drake would just write my raps?
That's such a compliment. You can't really diss somebody after saying something like that. Chef G's home posting $1.5 million bail. He's back, but can he generate? Better not go on the run. Better not go on the run, buddy. It's a lot of money. Anyways, what is he in jail for? It gets confusing. People just keep going to jail. Chef G in jail for gun possession and conspiracy to commit murder. Yeah, that'll do it, man. That'll do it. Vince said he had released from jail on bond. Last year, the rapper was charged with gun possession and conspiracy to commit murder. Oh, yeah, Sleepy Hollow is arrested, too. Oh, yeah. He's currently serving a 2-year sentence at Rikers. Sleepy Hollow. What's Sleepy Hollow in jail for? Same thing? Sleepy Hollow. Yep. Attempt murder, gun possession. They were charged in the same crime. 32-person, 140-count indictment. But I think this is state, right? Yeah. So he could beat this. If the feds get you, you ain't beating it. Look at NBA Youngboy. He's done. Anyways, this is Jordan Tower with JT News. Peace.